Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Wright Flyer. As always, this is your captain, Randy Wright speaking, and I'd like to take this golden opportunity of a lifetime to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to our state-of-the-art radio program here, Radio Aviation Excellence, the Wright Flyer. Well, folks, I wanted to touch on a story that I found rather interesting, one that I think is very important with respect to our fundamental and inalienable right to keep and bear firearms. You see, the ATF has attempted to come out with a pistol brace rule. Not only have they attempted to come out with, they have in actuality come out with a pistol brace rule in which they are attempting to make countless millions of Americans and law-abiding citizens felons with the snap of a finger. And it's all designed to abridge our rights, and that has always been what they have done. It's been their modus operandi for many successive and uninterrupted generations, and that's not changing now. The Biden administration has been one of the most hostile and aggressive presidential administrations towards the right to keep and bear arms in the entire history of the United States. And he is just ravenous when it comes to attempting to take our rights away. And that's not new. That's been the way he's always been. And that's one of the reasons why he is such a disaster of a president. But the good news is that the Second Amendment Foundation has literally gone forth and filed a lawsuit against this, saying that it is an onerous violation of the rights of the people to keep and bear arms. But more importantly still, they're saying that it violates the Bruin Decision. And folks, that's exactly why the Bruin Decision is as vital, pivotal, and as important as it is. It's because it literally took what we had with Heller v. D.C. and McDonald v. Chicago and expanded that. It means that definitively the courts have come out and stated in no uncertain terms, as well as beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the right to keep and bear arms is a fundamental right that cannot be infringed. Of course, one would think that the clear and concise language contained within the four corners of the Second Amendment, within the Bill of Rights, or first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution, would have been enough. It certainly should have been enough. But again, we have to keep in mind that those on the left, particularly the Biden administration, don't care about that. They just want to keep doubling down on all of their efforts to abridge our rights. And that has always been their goal. And it will never change. But the good news is the ATF is getting very anxious about these decisions that are coming down from the courts, because the courts are routinely striking down these illegitimate efforts to deprive us of our right to keep and bear arms. And that's a wonderful thing. It's something that in generations past we didn't have. Because, again, this is all going forth off of that mindset that had developed all the way back in the 30s with the NFA, that then continued after the assassination of JFK, that was even then further doubled down upon with the Brady Act in the 80s. So we are now finally moving into a position where the courts are recognizing that, look, there really is a concerted effort by those on the left and certain ones supposedly on the right. I'm looking at Mitt Romney and thinking back to the type of assault weapons ban that he put in place when he was governor of Massachusetts, and now somehow magically he's become, a resident there in Utah and is their senator now. That is something that they ought to reconsider. But we see that they are proactively, relentlessly trying to strip, deprive, abridge, and alienate the American people of their right to keep and bear arms, and that's not about to change. But what is good is that the court has finally taken that definitive step, and that good precedent has been established with the decision that we had. And so all of this is confounding the ATF because they know that with the Bruin decision having been handed down, their little effort here to attempt backdoor gun control is definitely going to backfire on them. It is not going to stand the Bruins test of, is it well established in the Constitution and in the history and traditions of the United States? And no, it's not. It is not something that was thought of in the opening decades of American history. It was not something that our founding fathers ever considered. It is not something that is well-established law. Rather, it is an attempt by the political powers that be to encroach upon our fundamental rights. And yet that does seem to be the continual theme of the Biden administration and those that surround him. They will obfuscate the truth. They will continually gaslight the American people. They will make you think that you are the one that's out of touch and that it has nothing to do with their failed public policy positions and that they are not moving in a way to illicitly strip and deprive you of your most sacred and sacrosanct rights. But the fact of the matter is, that's exactly what they're doing. And that is what they have been doing this entire time. But in this case, I think we are going to see the courts shoot it down. And I have to hand it to the gun rights movement for being on top of this, for having these legal procedures and cases ready so that we weren't wasting time. And because we recognize that these court proceedings and cases automatically take time. And so they were immediate on it. That is the type of preparedness that is absolutely necessary when it comes to our fundamental rights. And so let's keep an eye on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I think there are some exciting developments just around the corner. Well, hope to see you again next time. Once again, thank you for choosing to fly over the friendly airwaves with us here at Radio Aviation Excellence, the Wright Flyer. Here.